I hope. Gosh, maybe. Now that you say it, honestly, maybe.
It is time to rejoice, Valley Club. There's a huge win for the community. The TVA Store got extended. The new Avengers are the team on the horizon, but how skippable are they? And the secret defenders are everywhere. Arena, War, Crucible. How impactful are they right now? We are answering these questions and a lot more in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. This week, I am joined by my brother, prplestiky. And if you're ready for it, brother prplestiky, let them know what to do.
Go smash it.
And boom, welcome to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. This is prplestiky, and this is your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. We do this every single week, and we give you updates on everything going on in Marvel Strike Force. And if this is your first time here on the ValleyFlyin channel, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content, news videos like this, question and answer videos, gameplay videos, everything to help you in Marvel Strike Force. But before we get to everything that we're talking about, how are you, prplestiky? It has been a while. You've become on voice since the last time we talked. How is life in Marvel Strike Force treating you, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. No complaints. Having a great time. Honored to be included in the Envoy program. They're really scraping the bottom of the barrel when they sent me the invite. But no, very honored to be included in the program. I'm having a great time, man. Game has its issues, but I'm still having a good time, having a blast on stream, and just trying to have as much fun as possible and make the best of it.
Nice. I think that's the best approach, because the game will always have its issues. There are always going to be something. They could fix something else is going to go on. So yeah, it's just trying to have the most fun, I think, is the best approach. But we got a huge win in the community. I know a lot of people were pushing for this for a long time, especially with that last reset charge that we got an abundance of currency for the TVA shop. Well, late yesterday, we got this announcement. The dev team has reviewed the feedback regarding the time window for allotted time to redeem the TVA gift cards in the TVA gift shop, especially since the last influx of them on Monday allowed more time to spend your credits. We're extending the store duration by 2 days before the store ends on Thursday, which is today. And if we go in game right now, it hadn't reset at the time of this, but if we look on here, 2 more days left in the shop. What they also say, because I know some people were spending cores to refresh this because there was a lot of currency people didn't want to waste. Now they say, we understand that some players spend power cores to refresh the shop with the intent of using all TVA gift cards within the time limit. We'll be refunding a percentage of those power cores spent on refreshes on the TVA gift shop from the time of the influx on Monday, the time of this message. So whenever this message went out, that is the time that they stopping that power core refund. Any power core spent on refreshes after this message went live, not eligible for the percentage refund. And they thank you. They thank you, prplestiky, for spending the rest of your TVA gift cards. What did you think of this event, and how impactful was this extension for you personally?
So first things first, I loved the TVA store. I thought that was excellent. There was a lot of gear in there I was interested in. I'm going to snatch up any teal stuff that I can find as I'm trying to get through DD6, Catalyst, and all that stuff. There was some decent characters that we needed. Overall, I really liked and appreciated the store. I thought this was great, and I hope they do that again in the future. Yes. I'm glad they extended it. I think that's a big win for the community. I wish we had got the messaging out sooner. I for one was looking at the store and how often it refreshed, and I spent cores. I don't remember if it fell within that period where I'm going to get any percentage of those back. But I have a hard time believing that they didn't know the math ahead of time and how often this refreshes, and they really needed to wait till basically the last moment to tell us there was an extension. But overall, I really enjoyed the store.
I think they don't know the math to the last minute. If you're not in the Envoy program, you may not know this, but we get charged at the very, very last minute, which means that they don't plan all these events and then calculate them and how they're going to work into this monthly milestone event. It looks like they're doing this week by week, judging by how late we get these event calculations and how sometimes we don't even get the event calculations. So I don't think they planned this stuff. I think it just worked out like that. And like, oh yeah, we're getting the last one. We're getting a bunch coming. So as you see what I did, I've been just buying like everything. I didn't know this was going to get extended. So I'm buying a lot. That's fine. I think this was one of the best month-long milestone events that we've had. Not only we get a new character in Sylvie, we also got this stuff here, and we got a costume, which doesn't make any impact in the game, but I like getting those. How did this compare for other month-long milestones events for you?
I was a huge fan of this. I liked the TVA store. I thought it was great. I think Sylvie's a fantastic character. And yeah, I needed Union Jack. I needed Iron Fist, World War II. I need these teal catalyst parts. So overall, I really liked it. So yeah, I think it's a huge win. Glad they extended it too to help people out a little bit.
Yeah, and judging by the response of the community for September's month-long milestone event, I hope they do something like they did with this TVA shop, newer characters in the future, because this was a very, very good event. And I completed this like a week before the event ended, which is different than some of the previous month-long milestone events where we're like, hey, these points don't match up. And then they're later going back. It's like, all right, we'll give you more points. It's not supposed to be this hard to complete, which is another reason I think they don't calculate everything in advance. They just do it at the last minute. I'm like,
yeah, you might be right about that, which blows my mind that like no one's job is to make sure all this lines up in some meaningful way where
they're probably just overworked. There's like 5 people working and they're doing like abundance of jobs. And that's probably why it's like that. But yeah, I don't think they have nefarious means. I think they just forget a lot of stuff. As far as these events, some of them would want us to grind for, but overall, I don't think they want us to be in a bad place with this. I think we're supposed to be completing these. They extended it 2 days. Some people were saying they should have extended this longer. Do you think it needed to be extended longer? Like, I've spent a lot of my currency here. I'm only down to 5,000 and I got like 40,000 just a few days ago. So should they have extended this longer, or is extending it 2 more days sufficient for a majority of the players?
Listen, I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, there's no harm in extending it out a little bit longer to let people spend the currency and not have to refresh, but ultimately,
me. I wouldn't have bought all that stupid gear that I was like, I got a lot of this, but I need to spend this right now. I'm not going to get any character charge. That's the only bad, but I spent it. It's fine.
You didn't know, right? I'm with you. You didn't know, so you're like, I'm just going to buy stuff. Like, you don't know. And that's the problem with stuff like this. Like, am I glad they extended it? Yes. Should I be able to look in game and already know when this store is going to end and like be confident in that? So when I make decisions, it's with confidence that what is happening in the game is actually happening. Yes. But listen, at the end of the day, they extended it. Some people are going to benefit from this. And ultimately that is a good thing. Would there have been harm to make it an extra couple days instead of just 2 or whatever? No harm in that. But it is what it is. Listen, we got to take whatever little wins we can get.
Yeah, so, this is a big win. This is a big win in my opinion. I'm glad they did this. So good stuff. And I'm the one that's kind of getting screwed about this, but I'm still glad they did this because it benefits the majority of the community. It's the right thing to do from Scopely. All right, next, Kang missing offer. Did you partake in this Kang offer that was up last week? $5, 50 Kang shards, 500 cores. You could have purchased this twice. Did you purchase this at all? Purple.
No, because I have a maxed out Kang, so it's of really no interest to me. I also don't spend in the game.
It would have been just for the power cores for you, and then it's
I just don't spend. I have a very strict policy of I don't spend in the game unless it's a broken offer that I feel like I'm getting one over on Scopely by buying it. I'm surprised the concierge hasn't reached out to me yet and been like, "What can we do to get your business back?" Nothing. Sorry. Release a broken Kang.
I didn't get that. I did get this offer 2 times. I got the Kang shards. Still haven't got the power cores. Still haven't got these premium orbs. And I hope we get these soon because the only reason I bought these wasn't for the Kang shards. It was for these power cores. And what they said about this last week, there's an offer in the store. It was currently in the store as we were writing this, and it was not giving the players to advertise 500 power cores and 4 premium orbs. It was giving the shards of Kang, and it said it was going to left up for its duration. That was not the case because when it came back, it did not have it was still $4.99, but it only had the Kang shards, no power cores, no premium orbs. What was said though, any player who purchased offer will be sent the missing offer items next week. That is this week, ready on Thursday. When do you think the players that purchased this are going to be able to get these missing power cores and everything else?
Who knows? Should have been yesterday.
Should have been yesterday.
This is ultimately I don't know. Hopefully they figure this out for people sooner rather than later. I think if you are a spender in the game, this is a really good value thing. I mean, Kang is incredible, right? He's one of the best characters in the game, so I think it's great value. Yeah. Hopefully they get this resolved as quickly as possible. But ultimately, and I know we say it all the time, but like this stuff should not happen. When it comes to people's hard-earned money, as far as I'm concerned, this is unacceptable. And it's not right. It's not right. They need to get this stuff right ahead of time. They need to check their work ahead of time. So hopefully they get this resolved very quickly for people. And it's just a shame it happened to begin with.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they acted on this quickly. They've acted differently to offers like this in the past, and they have not acted right. I think this is the correct. Give the community what they want. Give them what they paid for. Don't remove the offer. They sort of did, but we still should be getting these power cores. So I think they did this correct. And once I get the power cores and everything, no harm, no foul. Yes, it's a little late, but I'm not too upset as someone that bought this. But yeah, they need to get this fixed. This is not accurate. I want accuracy, even if it's bad. I want it to be accurate with everything that I'm getting in the game. All right. We also got news. The new Avengers are not just a dirty war defense team. They're also going to be war offense. They got improvements. We're making some improvements to Ronin, Mockingbird, Thing, Coulson. Their kits to provide more flexibility and utility in Alliance War on both defense and on offense. These updates are currently being worked on. I will provide the details shortly. We did get them shortly after that. Pretty much everything that was done to the Thing, Ronin, Mockingbird, everything that said war defense was now extended to war offense, or just war, except for one thing on the Thing's kit, which still says war defense, but does make sense. It gives you the flexibility to attack who you want on offense, and then on defense, he's going to attack pretty much the target that you want him to attack. What do you think of this? Does this change make these new Avengers more exciting now that you could work them on offense, or kind of like a nowhere team, because they're a very good team, but people are so good. I guess we could compare to the Gamma, maybe not nowhere, because they're great on offense and on defense. Does this make this team more exciting for you?
I am not excited for this team. So it's kind of I am not. Am I more excited than them just being war defense? Yes, I am. That being said, I'm still just not that excited for this team. Like, conceptually as a team, I am not really feeling it. Not to say that they won't be fun to play. They might be fun to play. I certainly hope they are. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the bottom line is they were just a war defense team, which is like the least fun thing in the game. And now you can use them on offense as well. They gave you a little bit of agency and a little flexibility on that. So I think overall that's a win. But as an aside to that, I am not super excited about the team now.
All right, well, you're gonna have to build them, prplestiky, like them or not. They're not gonna be like the Infestation. They're not gonna be like Marauders. We also got an announcement right here. The next legendary trait, in addition to bolstering rosters in Alliance War, new Avengers will be one of the required teams to be the next legendary character. They're probably going to be the main team. The other teams that are required will probably be some trash team that doesn't even matter. We're not announcing who it is yet, but it's been one that's requested for a while. Positive you want to miss their explosive debut. So what did you think of this announcement? Now that they are unskippable, now there's no break for this war defense team. I was thinking, all right, I don't need to open any red star orbs because I don't care about war defense. I don't need to invest in these characters, but now I do. Why is the community upset about this team or apathetic about this team? Because it's another team that we have to use our gold, our training orbs on. I wanted a break, but now we don't really get a break. So what does this announcement do to you, Purple?
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, I think the feedback that I've seen from the community is most people were not super excited about this team. They were kind of looking forward to having that break because there's such a crunch going on right now for everything. And maybe it's just recency bias, but it feels like, the gold crunch, I know a lot of training materials for a lot of people is the worst it's been for a long time. So I think a lot of people like you were looking forward to a team that they could just skip and build up the coffers a little bit. And now that's not really an option, right? Like they've taken that, if you want the next legendary and that character is going to be important, they're always important. You're going to have to invest in this team. So, I mean, I'm going to do what I have to do. And I play an alliance that is competitive in war. So regardless, I probably had to would have put some level of investment in that just to help my alliance with war, even though if war's, not my favorite game mode, but I want to help them out. And yeah, now just, I got to do what I got to do. Like I want to do well. I want to get rank well in the legendary event. I assume it'll be probably a trial or whatever. Yeah. And I'm gonna have to build them, and that's kind of it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. I wanted that break too. I hope now that we're not having this break, they give us more relief as far as gold or something else like that, because I wanted that break as well. Now, the other thing we got the announcement of Ronin's rework, and we have his release coming today. You can buy him. He's going to be the first new Avenger in the game, or as the newest new Avenger in the game. What did you think of his kit? Now, everything he used to do on war defense, he could do on war. Is this dual threat enough to make him exciting for you? Is this enough to make him viable outside of this game mode?
I'm not seeing anything in that kit that gets me super excited outside of war. I think they're going to be pretty beastly in war. Okay. I think Ronin's a cool character by far. I think the character that I'm most excited on the team, just, thematically and as a character himself, I think he's super cool.
He does look cool.
Yeah, but like as far as outside of the war, I'm not really seeing it. Now in DD6, I don't think he would be a top performer per se. Just the vibe I'm getting. But I think he's, a viable choice. If you want him big for the next legendary unlock anyway, I think you could take him. The only problem with him in DD6 is he's not particularly cheap. I think he's 66 pieces, and I believe he's osmium if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think he's going to be making it for me. But I mean, he's an option. But as far as outside the team, like everything I'm seeing with this team is just kind of, it's war. You're going to use him in war.
Yeah, or not. Maybe just use them to unlock whatever the next legendary is, and we'll get some speculation on that in just a bit. But as far as Ronin and your red star target for what you're pulling for, what do you want for this character? 4 or 5? Do you need something higher, like a 6? How important do you think this character is going to be to the eventual legendary event?
I think the whole team's probably going to be extremely important. He looks like an excellent damage dealer. Wouldn't be surprised if maybe, in that event we see another war pact where you get war bonuses. I think that's a possibility to make the team even better. So for me, to be totally honest, I'm kind of of two minds with this. On my big boy account, a lot of the account, I know first world problems, a lot of the account is already super high red stars. So I tend to, when a feature character is in there, I open up like 6s, and if I have some 7s or whatever, not because I don't spend on the game on either of my accounts, but just because there's so many characters that I have. Like I'm never going to buy a character on release and get them to 6 or 7. So like I need to open these 6 or 7s at some point. So I'll probably open a couple 6s, not because I think I need them there, and it's going to be years probably before I get them to 6, but just because I don't know when else I would open those orbs. So I might as well now. That being said, on like a normal account or my baby account, maybe 5 red, because I'm gonna get him free to play. Like and the likelihood of me getting him over 4 stars anytime soon is so low that like what's the point? But yeah, as a damage dealer, yeah, if you can get 5 reds, if you happen to get if you get 5 reds on him, I think that's a good starting point as a damage dealing character. So.
Which, and we will talk about Tigra's Kit in just a little bit, but which would you want the most red stars from your pulls, Ronin, Mockingbird, or Tigra? If you had to pick, if your RNG just gave you one of them, which one would you want it to be on?
For me, probably Ronin, because I think he's a cool character. Right, I'm not that excited about Tigra. I just think Ronin's a cool character. So
I think he is too. I like how they portrayed him in the MCU. I thought it was cool, and that Hawkeye show as well. Now we do have some data mines about his release method, and thanks to the Tana server, these are on the ValleyFlyin server as well. But I wanted to talk about his release method. It says here, at least according to these data mines, and guys, data mines could change. These are in the game files, but they're not released officially yet. It says collect Doctor Strange tarot cards by battling Blitz, and it does say battle, not win. So what do you feel about battling in Blitz? Using your grinding, winning doesn't matter. You just got to play these Blitz battles.
I never enjoy the Blitz events ever for any reason for characters. I hate it. I don't want to have to log in for 2 hours to do some mindless tasks for 5 minutes. I hate it. That being said, at least if this is correct, at least I can just mindlessly go through it and not worry about winning the battles. So that's a small mercy, but I'm not going to say I enjoy it because I don't. It's awful, but at least hopefully we don't have to win.
Yes, it is battling in Blitz. You also have to win Cosmic Crucible battles, though. So you do have to win on those. Opening special orbs that you could get from offers, web milestones, things like that. Now, I used to not like these Blitz events. I used to be so like against them when they were out. But judging by the last few Blitz events that I was grinding on, and I got all the milestones, kind of changed my stance on this. Yes, they're not fun, but in terms of rewards, you can get a lot of good rewards in these Blitz events. I'm not sure how this is going to be structured because this one also involves Cosmic Crucible. So there may be some caps on there that you might not be able to grind as much. But if this is structured like the last Blitz event where we're, with some decent activity, you're able to get all the milestones, I would be in favorite. So hopefully that's what it is when it is announced.
Yeah, I think the rewards should match the effort. And going into Blitz, having to set timers every 2 hours and getting all your rotations in, that takes a lot of players' time. And so I think the rewards should reflect that. And I think the
massive rewards.
Yeah, I think the people that take the time and set the alarms and get all the rotations in should be rewarded accordingly for, spending their time.
I agree. Now, we also got the kits that we mentioned. Tigra's kit was announced, and we knew it was going to apply to war, not just basic war defense. She is a global bio protector, new Avengers, a protector that relies on a lot of evades, which is a little different than characters that we've seen here in the past. What did you think of this Tigra kit? How exciting was it for you?
I'm not that excited for the team. I'm not that excited for Tigra. I don't really know much about her. Maybe she'll come to the game and surprise me and become one of my new favorite characters. I certainly hope that happens, but right now I'm not super excited. I feel the same way about her as I do the rest of the team, where I'm just like, it is what it is. That looks very good. I think they're going to be excellent in war. I'm glad that they changed it from defense to offense to give people flexibility and options depending on where they're at and in war and how competitive they are. So I think they're going to be great, but excitement level, it's just not doing it for me.
Gotcha. Yeah, I agree with that as well. I'm not super excited for this team, but I'm going to build them. I'm going to try to get as many gold stars and red stars as possible, and then just save everything till we know who the legendary character is. But yeah, gold stars, red stars for me, and pretty much nothing else. We also got word of some reworks to these characters. Mainly, like I said, we got the war defense bonuses changed to war bonuses. We got some reworks to the thing. The stats are very similar. We got some crazy increases to the stats of Coulson, though. Health going up by 200%. His armor going up 150%. His focus going up by 173%, in addition to whatever he had before. This is going to be crazy big. How much of a problem do you think Coulson is going to be on this team if you see this on war defense?
Yeah, I think Coulson's going to be a big pain in the butt, man. Those stat increases are absolutely no joke. And I think the whole team is going to require a serious response. I think at high level of war, I think you're often going to see these guys on defense would be my guess. Because I think they're going to require a serious response, man. That the Coulson, I was blown away by those stat increases by Coulson. That's serious. 200% health alone is,
and he's summoning minions, which is their health is based on his health. So it could be crazy. We haven't been able to test this team on a test server yet, but I'm curious to see how this team is going to work with all these bonuses and everything like that. We also got word in the beginning of this blog post that there is going to be an event that is in the game right now, as far as a preview, where you could get points for ranking up characters. This is going to start later today, but if we go in game, it is in the game right now. If we go to the event previews, and we can see some of these rewards here. Meet the new recruits. We see these previews here. We go to the, actually, let me go here. Here it is. All right, here's a real preview. And we see these rewards here. And as you see them, we got some good rewards here. Some origin pieces, gear 18 pieces, fully crafted pieces down here. ISO 8 level 5. Is any of this stuff worth building this new team right now, considering the gold crunch that majority of the players have?
Listen, the rewards are not terrible. I could use that stuff. I could, I'd say I could use the gold, but you're spending gold to even get the reward. So there's that. But like I could use the teal pieces. I need uniques. I need catalysts. I need all that stuff. So I think probably for most people, I'm going to build this team anyway. I have to. I want the next legendary. I want to be competitive in that trial. I'm going to build them anyway. So I might as well do what I can do as free to, as a non-spender. And I'm just going to get what I can get, and I'm going to treat this like any other event. I'm going to get what I can get, and whatever I get is great, because I'm going to build these characters eventually anyway. I might as well do it while they're, I'm getting some bonus for it. That being said, we just got the secret defenders. And so if you're in a position where it's like, am I going to build up to get, the first couple of milestones here as free to play, or am I going to build up my secret defenders? Like, you got to go secret defenders. They're incredible. So if it's like between the two, I'm not in a position where I have to choose. My secret defenders are pretty good. They need a little bit more love. But between the two of them, you got to go secret defenders. But But I'm just gonna get what I can get free to play, and it is what it is in this milestone for me. This is a cracking thing. These things always are. The unlocks, the playing at certain star levels, all that. It's always cracking stuff. So.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to focus on this event as well. You mentioned your secret defenders are good. My secret defenders are not good, and I'm not even finished my Bifrost and some of the older teams than that came before Bifrost. So I'm way behind in a lot of my teams. So I don't think I'm going to be able to build a new war team, especially if they're not required for anything that hasn't been announced yet. So I think I'm skipping this event. I'm going to build up some of these characters. I'm going to try to use them in war. If I have some extra resources, I may build up Thing and Coulson just to score a little more on this event. But yeah, this is not going to be a priority. I'm just going to do my normal activity and then collect whatever it is, because I'm so far behind with my secret defenders and Bifrost and everything before that. I don't have the resources for this. So for me, this is a trap event, but I'm going to build them anyway.
I think for most people, they should do exactly what you just said. Just do what you're going to do anyway and get the points you're going to get and just move on. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that's all you can do. We don't get enough gold to just be doing crazy stuff like this.
Yeah, I don't. This is not for the majority of players. This is for players that were thinking, oh, I'm going to skip this team, but I need everything. So now I'm going to get this team because there's some rewards here. But the majority of players, I don't think, fall into that. All right, we did get the announcement that we talked about a little while ago. The next legendary is going to be unlocked by the new Avengers. I think there's been a lot of guesses, and we have some hints here. It's been one that's requested for a long time, and this brings to mind 3 characters that's been either talked about or requested: Green Goblin, Nightcrawler, Null. Those are the 3 that come to my mind. Green Goblin, we've had a lot of rumors recently. Nightcrawler's been requested for a while, though, and I guess the way he transports is kind of an explosion. And Null, I know he's been requested for a while as well. We do know that Silver Surfer symbiote version is coming. That is the winner of the poll that was on the website. So I think all 3 of these would make sense. I think the majority of the community is leaning towards Green Goblin as their prediction. What are you guessing as the prediction for the next legendary that the new Avengers are going to unlock?
So I'm going to go with Green Goblin. That's my guess. And probably as a tech character, probably a tech raid solution would be just my guess based off of the explosive debut. We've had some rumors that it could be Green Goblin. Tech in Incursion, specifically under 1.6, is a nightmare. So I think it's probably Green Goblin. Nightcrawler to me seems like a break in case of emergency. Break glass in case of emergency kind of character, because he's such a hype character that everyone loves and such a fan favorite. So it doesn't feel like the right time for me.
I'm actually hoping it's not Nightcrawler, just judging by all the mutants that I need to build up right now. Yeah. So I'm hoping it's Nightcrawler. I hope it's not another mutant team. But and Green Goblin, I would like that.
I think that makes sense for him with the glider and the pumpkin bombs. And Null is just kind of, I don't know, for me it seems too soon for Null. He seems like
maybe Dark Dimension 7 character.
Maybe, yeah. He seems like a down the road character. And you gotta remember too with these, they said in an interview one time, it's like, I think they said like from inception to when the character's released, when they make a new character, is like 6 months or something. It takes them a long time. I might be misquoting a little bit, but the point was it took them a long time to get characters into the game. Yeah. So they just figured out the Silver Surfer symbiote character is the one that won. I think it's going to be a long time before we actually even see that character in game.
Let me push back on. You don't think that they had the kit all pre-done, and no matter who is going to win, it's going to be the same kit. We're just going to have a new skin. You don't think that's what's happening with Silver Surfer? You don't think it was done already?
I hope, gosh, maybe, now that you say it, honestly, maybe. I really hope that's not the case and that they make the character feel like a symbiote Silver Surfer. Like there were calls to like the Surfer kit and what makes Surfer special.
That would be nice.
I really hope so, but honestly, Valley, you might be right.
All right, so we're going to know when the character comes to the game because there was a little animation for Kestrel on the Kestrel vote. If Silver Surfer still has that animation, it looked like Scorpion pulling the character in, Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, pulling the character in and blasting them away. If Silver Surfer has that animation, we will know that every character would have had the same exact kit. So let me know in the comments. Do you think they knew what character and it's the same kit regardless, or they're going to design it right now? I hope they design it right now. I hope I'm wrong on that.
Me too. Yeah.
All right. The next month-long milestone event. We touched on this a little bit when we talked about how good that TVA event was. This one, there is no dark promo credits, which we haven't had for a while, but this is the first one that I can recall. No fully crafted gear. Now, what I would say about this is we're getting some orbs that contain characters that are very, very relevant right now. Very relevant in Arena, Crucible, War. Very, very good team. And not only that, they've also all had events in the past. Previously, with month-long milestone events, it's been a release of a character. This is a little different. So judging by this, being an important team, and we're getting shards for characters that already had an event, is that enough to compensate for not getting this fully crafted gear, or does this just suck for you?
I'm actually looking forward to this month-long event. I think it's like kind of oddly generous of them with these orbs, because the orbs are good, right? Like
bare minimum 150 shards of Secret Defenders. That is if you get the worst possible RNG from these orbs.
Yeah, and it's just the three. It's the three new ones, right?
Yeah,
like,
there's no others.
There's no Strange in there, correct?
Nope, it's just the three new ones.
I mean, it would have been so easy for them to throw in Doctor Strange as like the dud drop. You know what I mean?
That would have been horrible. I wouldn't want to grind for that.
But it's just such a Scopely thing to do, and they didn't do it, man. And this team is incredible. So I'm cool with this. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting some shards for these characters and maybe ranking them up, because this team is going to be super relevant everywhere for a long, long time. They're an incredible team. So I'm fine with it, man. I'm good with it. I'm excited for this event. I'm fine with it. I would rather get important characters, because that's the only way I'm getting them is when they go into orbs or they do events like this. That's the only way I get these characters. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I've always liked character shards more than gear since the beginning of this game. I've always been like, all right, I've got to get the character shards now, get them up to 7 stars. I could always put the gear on later. I always get the gear later. So that's always been my philosophy. So I like getting character shards, even though maybe those fully crafted pieces of gear might be a little better in the long term. But I like when we get character shards. So I like this event. Obviously, it sucks that we're not getting fully crafted gear. It sucks that they never brought those dark promos back. But I do like this, and I hope they do things with orbs like this. Maybe these orbs and fully crafted gear, or the store like we've had TVA events and like we've had with the TVA event. So I like both of those.
Yeah.
And now talking about the orbs, we mentioned them before. How it's some pretty good content. Yeah, and there are just those 3 Secret Defenders, even at the common shard drop, which is 6. This is the worst you could get. 25 orbs in there. That is 150 shards. Have you opened any of these yet? Have you gotten any of these milestones, and what did you get if you did?
So I am on milestone 5 right now. I'm looking at it right now. I believe that was 1 orb I've gotten already for this, and I think I got like 6 Robbie Reyes, 6 Ghost Rider out of it, and it was actually enough for me to take Robbie to the next star level. So I was happy about that. Like I got, obviously I, would have loved to got 30 shards of them, but it is what it is. Sometimes you get 6 shards, but that was enough for me to take them up another star level.
I think I'm going to get very bad luck with the rest of my orbs, because my first pull, I got 30 of Miss Marvel. I would have liked the other 2 characters, because that would have got to the next star level. I also got enough to complete a mega orb, which I opened, and I got 50 Val shards. So I think I'm going to get horrible luck after this, because I got some really good luck my first orb. So I think the thing is going to catch out with me. So I do like this, that we're getting new characters. How do you think this compares to previous events, though? Some that had some different rewards, some had some not as appealing characters, some that it was the characters released, so we weren't able to play with those characters. We had to delay it till the end of the month. How do you think this compares to some of the previous events that we've had?
I'm actually really excited. It's been a while since I've been like excited about a monthly event, and I'm actually really excited for this one, because the team is so good, and they seem to be relatively generous with the shards here for characters that are already released, and so I don't have to wait an entire month to be playing with these characters. I'm actually really excited for it. I think this is a great monthly event. I am excited for it.
Let me know your thoughts in the comments, Valley Club. I know there's some people that like it, some people don't. I think I'm leaning more on the side that likes it as well, like prplestiky. But you're talking about these secret Avengers. They're good everywhere. Where exactly are you using them right now? Do you have them built up enough to be using them Arena? How are they doing for you in War? Are you seeing them on defense in War or Crucible? What kind of results are you seeing from the secret Defenders right now?
Yeah, so we're using them. They can basically be used everywhere. I mean, I guess aside from raids, I suppose. And even then, at lower levels, I'm sure you could slot some good characters in there and get some
That's true.
success.
That is true.
Aside from raids, really they're useful everywhere. I mean, they're incredible. They're the new meta arena team. They're incredible in arena.
What are you using in arena right now? What kind of defenses are you seeing with this team?
I'm seeing a lot of full secret defenders. They dropped Doctor Strange for Apocalypse. Yeah. That's what I'm mostly seeing. There's some variation on that too. Like I'm looking at someone right now, Black Cat, Hard Light, Robbie Reyes, Quicksilver, and APOC. So there's like little variations here and there. So that's cool. It's not like, with that kind of free spot with Doctor Strange kind of being a dud, lets people experiment a little bit.
Now, have you changed up your arena offense based on what you're seeing on defense? You have one cookie cutter team that you're using for anything that you see on defense, or are you changing it up based on whatever your opponent has on defense?
I'm a little bit lazy about it, the attack. So I've actually, I know people have been having some. So I'm still kind of building the team up. My Robbie is level. Actually, just took him to 85 now. Hard Light is like 92, so she's getting there. But like they still need a little bit more love. So there was a team going around for a bit that I believe was like the Kang, Doom, Rogue, Apocalypse, Hard Light kind of thing, and I've had some success with that. Once we get the payoff for Black Cat, I'm very, very lucky. I was in top 50 for Black Cat, so we'll have a big Black Cat. I'm sure, she's going to get in there, and I don't know that these counters are going to work against, a massive Black Cat like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, but, that's the thing. Arena right now, even War, Crucible, it's all small Black Cats. Nobody's gotten the payout, which I guess at this point is fine because everybody's delayed equally. It's not like some players get it and then some players have to wait. Everybody's delayed equally, so that's fine. It's there's no competitive advantage there. But yeah, I'm curious to see what is going to happen in arena. What is going to happen in some of these other game modes once we start seeing some bigger Black Cats and she's a little more impactful because she's pretty impactful now. I'm curious to see what is going to happen when she gets even more built.
They're going to make a big impact, man. You're already seeing them, like my alliance currently. I think we have them assigned to, if memory serves, I think we do an Infinity Watch sack and War on APOC hold, follow up with Secret Defenders. Right now, I think we're doing Secret Defenders Undying to clean up. That'll adjust. I'm sure that strategy will change once the blackout payout comes and everyone has time to build up the team a little bit more. But even in stuff like Crucible, man, they're a devastating team in Crucible. Like,
what are you doing on Crucible? Are you using them on offense or defense?
So I only set them to defense today, basically for next week's tournament. So
Me
I had
too.
them
I've been
on
using them on offense all weekend. I set them for defense, so they
fun,
haven't been on defense
They're
yet.
fun to use. For me, it was like a little bit of laziness where I'm like, I really need to set them on defense, and I'm like, I'll do it later, and then I just forgot. But like, you bring them into like an Infinity. Not that a bunch of stuff doesn't beat Infinity Watch, but Infinity Watch is annoying. You bring them into Infinity Watch, everyone there loses the revive once. They absolutely decimate very efficiently in Infinity Watch. And if you have them on defense, they're incredibly difficult to get through. Like, New Warriors right now is probably the best answer. You got to make sure you get Robbie Reyes out quick. Otherwise, his passive's going to eat you alive. Hopefully you get that death pool permanent kill.
I'm wondering if that's still going to be the answer though when everybody gets a big Black Cat.
Maybe, because here's the thing. Like when Black Cat attacks, by the time she's getting around to her attacks, you have evades up with New Warriors on the team. So they're dodging a lot of her stuff. And then by the time Deathpool's second turn rolls around, you permanent kill her. But so we'll see. But like, you throw like a super, like if you happen to run into someone with like a super-skrull in there.
No.
Good luck. Good luck with a massive Secret Defenders with the super-skrull. But even just eating up a New Warriors team is
big. Yeah,
it's big, right? Because that's the New Warriors they can't use against your Gamma. Stuff like that. So Secret Defenders is super impressive everywhere, man. I think this is the new meta Apex team, man. They're an important team. Don't skip out on these guys. They're going to give you value for a long time. As big as you can build them, free to play or as a spender, as many, red stars promos as you can afford on these guys. I think it's going to pay dividends.
What order would you build these characters? The way I did it was Miss Marvel Hardlight because she was released first, but I think Black Cat is a little more important. So I'm going to go Miss Marvel. She's pretty much done for me at this point. Then Black Cat, build her up, then Robbie Reyes, then Photon, and I'm probably not investing too much in Doctor Strange. Are you doing something similar or did you do something different?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm just getting them. Ultimately, for me, here's the thing: Doctor Strange, I'm not doing anything with. I don't have the gold. He is a dud on the team. Even if you put him on Crucible defense, there's so many better options than Doctor Strange is the fifth on this team. I'm not doing it. I don't have the gold to bring up a bad character just because has some kind of place on the team. So I'm not doing that. But for me, I mean, Black Cat. So right now my Photon is G18 and my Black Cat is G18 because both of them are coming. You know, Photon came out first, or I think she came out first, but she was coming to
first.
Yeah, she was coming to Dark Dimension 6 with me. Black Cat is coming to Dark Dimension 6, and then Robbie and Miss Marvel Hardlight are absolutely also coming. So I just don't have the gold.
The whole team is gonna be strong.
Team.
I love it.
The whole team, man. Photon
I'm so jealous of you.
A monster. Black Cat's a monster. Robbie Reyes and Hardlight are going to be amazing in the city section. So for me, I guess if I had to like prioritize it, if I had to, for me, they're all kind of just coming up as quickly as I can get them, whatever the gear happens to land.
I wish I could do that. I got to build them on one by one.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, Black Cat for sure, top priority. And then I don't know, Robbie's
Robbie or Photon. I mean, they all have their uses.
Yeah, there's like no bad character on this team besides Strange, man. Like a big Miss Marvel Hardlight.
At least there's no Apocalypse this year that we have to build up Strange, right? Oh, that would be horrible.
A Miss Marvel Hardlight that's so big that APOC can't one-shot her with the Empower Basic. That changes the course of a whole match. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So yeah, I think there's value in all of them. It's just such a good team.
I don't think that as long as your end goal is to build them all up, I don't think you go wrong. You know, you're going to get there eventually. They're all really good. Now, you mentioned Doctor Strange, the worst on the team. Now, how appealing would it be to you if your Doctor Strange was 7-star purple sticky? Because if you do really good on its spend and spend extra power cores and get maybe spend a little money, you can get a 7-star Doctor Strange right in this Paranormal Perception event. How appealing is that to you? And do you think that's going to change Doctor Strange's role on these Secret Defenders if you have that?
So let's put this into perspective. Right now I have...
I know what the answer is. I'm asking it anyway.
Let's put this into perspective. Right now I have a 7 red star Doctor Strange already on this account. He is level 31, gear tier 6.
So this is a 7 red star orb, right? If you get this for you. So that's another character at 7 stars. Because is that how it works? I don't remember.
I think that might be like Elite 4s. Someone in the comments let us know. If you open a 7 and it's a 7 you already have, you get another 7, right? I
thought you get enough promo credit. I know if you open it from an orb, you'll get enough credits to open a new orb. I don't know if you get it from this, if they'll give you enough duplicate credits to open another 7-star orb.
I don't think you get Elite 7 credits. If someone knows, let us know in the comments.
I don't know if they do, but let's say they do. Is that enough for you for a 7-star orb for some random character at 7 stars? It could be a Nobu. It could be maybe not Black Cat. It could be I don't know, somebody good character.
Yeah.
Would you still push for this one, considering all the power cores you got to spend? Over 600 a day for this one.
It is unfeasible for me because I, under no situation, unless the offer is completely busted and just so ridiculous value because it's broken that I almost can't say no to it. Under no situation will I ever give this game money, and therefore, if I don't hit it free to play, I'm not pushing to get it. I'm just getting it whatever I can get free to play. But I have some cores. I'll spend my cores like normal. I might open a Ronin orb for 675. I don't know, maybe. But I'm not going crazy or doing anything outside the ordinary to get anything here. No.
Makes sense. Now, the good thing I think about this event, with this milestone right here for the Scroll of Vishanti, milestone 13, I think if you get that, you're doing pretty good for the month-long milestone event. And to get to milestone 13 doesn't seem like it takes a lot. So as far as that, it is a pretty easy event. If you're going for some of these, you're going to need to spend a lot of cores, maybe even spend some real world money to get that. Oh, there's another 7-star orb down here, purple sticky.
I don't even look at those.
If
those
you
don't
max out
even
this
exist.
event, you could get 2, brother.
Those do not even exist to me. That is so far outside the realm of anything I will be able to attain. I don't pay attention to it at all. Like, truth be told, I'm eyeing up those health catalysts on like milestone 16. Like, all right, or wherever it is. 14. There we go. Even easier. I'm eyeing those bad boys up like, oh, I could use some health catalysts. Let's go.
Hey, those are pretty easily obtainable as well. So that's not a bad goal to shoot for because it's pretty easily obtainable.
Give me those. I need them for DD6. Let's go.
Yes. Now, we did get an update to Gamma Raids, and what they say, the Infestation trait will be added to Gamma Raids on any node that requires Pimp Tech. I didn't highlight this part, and I should have. And any other secondary team starting September 4th. So that was added. And as we look at the nodes right now, unfortunately, that means that not the boss node for this section here. You could use Creed, Pimp Tech, Wakandans. Still can't use Infestation. I know Archangel is trying to get it so that we can use the Infestation. How good is this? And how good is this even if they don't add that to the boss node? And how annoying is it if they don't add it to the boss node?
Yeah, ultimately those lanes are terrible. Like the Pim Tech and you know, they just like let people use the teams. They built the team. It's a war defense team. Let them use it on the boss node. Like have mercy on people. How hard are we trying to make these Greek raids? Like just let them use it. I don't understand what the big deal is.
Yeah, I think they should be added to this node here because I don't understand why they wouldn't add that, but hopefully they do. It doesn't make sense. People got to build it anyway. And if you're going on if you already have your Wakandans built, fine. But I know some people don't, and they're only building up whatever they need for the outside lanes, and that is when it's going to make a difference because the Wakandans can pretty much smash this node here. But if you have the outside lanes and you have only the resources to build one team, that is where it makes a difference. So I don't think it will cost Scopely any money, but it'll add for the fun factors. I think it's a major win if they do add that to the game. All right. We also have Teal Gear Challenges finally mentioned. This was mentioned all the way back in 7.1. That was all the way back in May. We are now in September. We're in 7.3, going into 7.4. And what they said, they're finally making an announcement about this. Back in 7.1 release notes, it was announced that Teal Origin Challenge would be updated. And it was also announced in the 7.2 update notes. It was not announced as the 7.3 update notes. The team wanted to get this update sooner, but it's been laid due to work on other priority issues, including the new hard mode campaign chapters, which will increase character availability. I do like that they did that. I'm not sure which one I would have preferred them to work on, but I honestly, both would be good. In the meantime, continue to work on other methods, increasing Teal Gear. A recent example includes availability in the Blitz and Raid stores, but that is stuff that we have to pay with currency for. Yes, it's currency that we have overabundance of, but we still have to pay with that currency. September Battle Pass and events will see increase in Teal rewards again, something that we have to pay for unless they're talking specifically about the free path. When do you think these are coming? And I was just happy that when it got an announcement. How important was this announcement for you?
It's about time. It's about it always feels like the challenges are always like 2 steps behind where they need to be like meaningful in the game. You know what I mean? So I just feel like we're so overdue. It's like, I am never excited about these challenges. I'm just like, all right, like I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, it's just another thing. It's another thing that we do. It is technically better than nothing, but it never feels impactful or something. I'm like looking forward to like when we get that day where it's these, you know, these pieces we're going to get. It just seems so far overdue and so far beyond where we should be with it based on the requirements of bringing up these characters and in the actual number that we need of these pieces.
So have you actually delved into using some campaign energy to farm some of these origin pieces that we've been missing out on? Because I know some people on stream are like, this is so annoying. I'm having to use energy to farm this stuff and it should be free. All the way back in May, it should have been free for us. Have you used energy or is this kind of a wash for you?
Yeah, I use it on bio characters right now. I'm like real low on bio because I brought up some nowhere people for Black Hat trial and they're like basically all, a lot of them are bio. So I'm actually been using some campaign energy just to build up like the bio reserves on the characters, which like doesn't feel great. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
It's only been 4 months since this was announced. Come on, get it into the game. I don't think it should be that hard, but I'm not a developer. Maybe it's a lot harder than I'm thinking, but it seems like it's just an easy thing to add. But I guess it's more complicated than I thought because it's been taking so long. And Purple, do you know what else has been taking a long time?
What's that? Tell me.
I have not got my ranking rewards yet. I did mention earlier, it's fine. Nobody's gotten it, and it's an even playing field, which I guess makes it a little less annoying, but I want to play with my big black cat. When do you think we're going to get these ranking rewards from this Scourge event for Black Cat?
So if memory serves, when they did Nova, I think they paid out in 24 hours. If
Nova was very fast, but I think the first one, the Morgan Le Fay, took about a week.
But that was the cheater boards.
Nova was very fast.
They were so busy banning accounts during the Morgan Le Fay event because it was a free-for-all that, that took them a little while. So I actually kind of thought we might have got them the day after.
And that's what I was expecting him.
Yeah. Hopefully we get them today. It's excited. It's exciting. People want their payouts. They're excited to play with the big black cat. I'm super excited. Honestly, I'm like hoping I have the gear to rank her all the way up to, or the gold to rank her all the way up to 7.
Top 50, you never ever have to do this event again, ever.
Yeah. Well, I'm a sucker that does
except for the Awaken abilities. Awaken abilities were not in this event. I asked Archangel if that was a mistake or that was done on purpose. That was on purpose. We're getting them later, which nobody has them. I guess, again, same thing. Even playing field, nobody has them. Nobody are getting at these rank rewards. Now, you said you finished top 50. How many hours did you spend in the game trying to get to that top 50 score? Or did you just have a big enough roster that you could smash it? Or did you have to do a lot of RNG resets?
No, a lot of resets. The answer to that is too much time. Because here's the deal. Like I do have a very large roster, and it paid off in a lot of the nodes, villain mystics, and global controllers or whatever. But like there are like 2 tiers of accounts bigger than my account, and I have a nowhere that I didn't spend a dime on, right? So there's people that are going in there and doing it with like 2 million plus nowhere teams. And I just based on efficiency, and that's what it is all about in top 50. Everyone is at difficulty 10. It's all Scourges on. The only thing that matters for your placement there is how efficient and how quickly you're getting through the nodes. And just based off of nowhere alone, I can't compete with like a 1.3 million nowhere with someone that has a 2 million nowhere. It's a night and day difference for that.
So your nowhere is 1.3 million?
It was 1.3. Okay. Actually, I invested in them a little bit. I think they almost might be 1.4 now. I put a little bit into them just to kind of help a little bit.
Even at 1.4, that's still pretty good. Top 50.
So but it does take a lot of time, right? Like I had to reset. I had to put the time in, and get the right RNG.
Endurance event. It's not about skill. It's about endurance. How much can you sit through reset after reset and reset? Yeah.
For me, the only reason I stuck that out is because the only way I get dark promotion credits is free to play. So the fact that I don't have to spend to take her from 4 to 5 red stars on dark promotion credits saves me a bunch. That's a big deal for me. Yeah. And also, and most importantly, I wanted to be able to hand Dorky Dad the silver medal for being the second best Black Cat.
All right, where are you and where is he?
And that's a joke. Comments don't. That's a joke. It's all in fun. Dorky's a buddy. He's a little bit behind me, but it was a friendly rivalry. Friendly rivalry.
I love friendly rivalries. It was all good fun.
Yeah, but he's at 46.
Just got him. Barely. Nice. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. No, it's all good fun though. We're having a good time. It was a friendly rivalry with him.
Friendly competitions are good.
I will say he had a new baby come like right during this trial too. So the fact that he placed top 50 and had a newborn baby to take care of at the same time.
Yeah, what the hell am I doing? I feel so lazy with this event.
Hey, listen, I imagine if that, he didn't have to deal with the baby stuff, he probably would have blown me away. So no, props to him. But no, it was a fun rivalry. So. Yeah, but I got to get it in now, right?
He gets the extra kid. You get the bragging rights for this event. I don't know who's the better winner in this.
Yeah, I think probably him, but
probably. All right, so I got 3,123. I think because of the lower ranking score, which was 450,000, got moved down to 100,000. I think that puts me inside the top 3%, which is why I stopped pushing, because I started to do a difficulty 9 run. I'm like, this is going to take a lot of resets. I don't have time for this. I'm not going to do this. I don't have time. But I think I still get these rewards, which is what I wanted, because that would have gotten me a 6-star if I get this. How big of an impact do you think it was them reducing that minimum score to qualify for this?
I think it's a big deal. Listen, the more people that have this character incredibly impactful, the better for the game, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no harm in that. They really need to be doing stuff that gets newer players, important characters quicker so they can progress through the game. Because we want this game to stay healthy, right? Like you don't want to push them too fast, too far. You want them to give them time to learn the mechanics and understand everything, but you don't want them just slogging, for the first several years. Like give them cool, exciting characters that get them excited about the game, that are fun to play, that are impactful, and let's get them to the end game, get them involved with everything this game has to offer. So I think it's a great thing.
I do as well. Now, you know what else would get players to the end game faster?
The block party.
Upgrading block party and back to bootcamp. These have not been upgraded in a while. No. How much do you think these should have been upgraded? As well as the other flash events, not just these two, but the rest of these flash events. How often do you think they need to be upgraded? Because they have not been upgraded in a while. I think the more important one for me is the gold rush, where we're getting more gold. But yeah, block party, back to bootcamp, they're coming this week. They seem a little outdated.
Yeah, it's exactly what I feel about like the challenges, man. They always seem like 2 steps behind where they need to be in the game. Like I feel like it should be one of these things where you see these events come up and you're excited. You're like, yes, let's go block party. I'm going to make some,
That's how it used to be for me.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, get a little tiny drip into my couch.
Yeah, the only one, I'm like you, man. The only one I'm really excited for, and it's just because I'm so starved for gold, is the gold one. And that gold's gone in like a day or two because I'm just like, all right, well, I'm going to bring up a character, a couple of levels, and it's all gone. But like, at least it was something. It was better than nothing. It just always feels so far behind, and I feel like it would go a long way to get these updated and to make it an event when they come back around. You're like, awesome. Like, I'm very excited for this to come. This is going to be a big deal for me. And right now, the only one that's even sort of close to that is the gold one for me. And only because gold is so ridiculously scarce at this point in the game.
I like Nowhere Heist because we get some dark promo credits, and I have very little of those, so I do like that. But yeah, they need to update these. They need to update some of the other rewards that we're getting in game. They updated the war rewards. Why can't they update the raid rewards as well? Give us a lot of gold in that. Every season ending reward, give us gold for that. That way, every week we get a big influx of gold. That's what I would prefer. And hopefully Scopely listens and does that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. And last but not least, let's talk about Dark Dimension 6. I am still not in it. Now, I do have the characters that I could get in the gear. I have brought up Captain America, Doctor Doom. I've brought up Nemesis, and I do have the gear ready to bring up World War II, Iron Fist. Also have the gear to bring up Spider Weaver. I don't think I want to bring her up though. How are you doing in Dark Dimension 6?
So right now, speaking of gold, I am at global, waiting to get into global. I technically have the gear to bring up the characters I plan on bringing into global, but I don't have the gold to take them to gear tier 18.
That's so why Iron Fist is not leveled up either. I just don't have the gold. I'm trying to level up these other characters. Where's the gold scope?
Yeah. So I'm sitting at global, waiting to go in. That being said, I took a slightly different approach to going into DD6.
Yes, I'm curious. This is the question I'm curious about. What characters did you bring in?
Yeah, so my first 5 characters into DD6, the unrestricted section. The first 5 characters I took to G18 were Kang the Conqueror, Nova, Apocalypse.
You got your Apocalypse turn. You're done with global. You can bring up whatever characters you want for global because Apocalypse is going to take care of it.
Yeah.
Vol
so Kang, Nova, Apocalypse, Vol, and Photon.
Oh my goodness, you got good characters. You got really good.
How
fast did you get through that node?
I blew through. I think I one-shot all of them. I think one of them I used like the free heal packs or whatever.
Those are some good characters you brought up, my friend.
Yeah. But the reason I did it, just to be clear, a lot of people say, well, the first 5 characters you should bring in are your global characters, right? Because you're going to use them for unrestricted, then you can go right into global.
That was my thinking as well. Yeah,
which is not a bad strategy. That totally makes sense. That's totally valid. I just have a different approach to it, which is just, I don't think it's better. I just think it's different.
Well, just explain the reasoning. That way people could choose. What is your reasoning for choosing your unlimited first?
For me was, so for the unrestricted, I wanted to bring in the first 5 characters. I wanted them to be characters that I'm using everywhere, that are extremely impactful in the game, and that there is no reasonable expectation that I will not be bringing in them to their section of DD6, right? Yeah. Kang's coming. One of the best characters in the game. He's going to that cosmic section. Nova, a wonderful character, important in the Black Hat Scourge, has uses everywhere, or most places. Yeah. And I'm bringing him as a legendary. Apocalypse, Vol, raids in 1.6. She's helping me get
Cosmic
that
Crucible
through.
defense room too.
And
My
Cosmic
goodness.
Crucible defense. Photon, I believe she was relatively inexpensive. She's amazing everywhere, and she's part of like the best team in the game now, basically.
Yeah.
And so I went with this route, knowing that I would be waiting a little bit to get into global, because to me it was a hurry up and wait situation. Where yes, I could blow through unrestricted in global, but I'm just waiting at the next section anyway. I'm just sitting there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like for me, it made sense to me to bring in characters. If I'm gonna have to wait anyway, I might as well have my first 5 be crazy impactful characters that I'm gonna be so glad I already have at G18 and other game modes. While I'm waiting anyway, I'm getting value out of that. So that was my personal approach to that.
That's smart. That's smart.
But to each their own. I don't think, I don't think your approach is wrong by any means. It's just how I decided to go about it.
Yeah, I think there's a few good approaches, and whatever you want to do is up to you. There are some bad approaches as well, but I think what you did is good. I'm not sure if what I did is the best, but it was there and I started doing it. I didn't really plan it out. I had what I wanted to plan. I'm like, I don't have the gear for this and it's going to take a long time. And then I started noticing a bunch of super-skrulls around. Like, I better hurry up on this. So then I started rushing. I'm like, wait, maybe I shouldn't be rushing as much on this. Maybe I should plan this out. So I'm back to waiting on this because I did rush for a couple days. I'm like, I'm almost in. Wait, it doesn't matter if I'm in right now. So that's what I'm doing. Let me know what you guys are doing in Dark Dimension 6. Maybe you already have super-skrull unlocked and it's not even a problem for you. But if you're still trying to get through Dark Dimension 6, let me know what your strategy was. And if you already got super-skrull, let me know what you would have done differently to get him a little sooner. But that is it for the news for this week in Marvel Strike Force. Hopefully you are having a great week. Any final thoughts, prplestiky?
No, just let's make this game wonderful. Let's be awesome to each other and make sure you're having fun, man, because that's what it's all about. If you're not having fun in the game, what are we doing here? So
Agreed. It's a game. We should be having fun. And I had fun talking to you. Hopefully you had fun watching this video. If you did, hit that like button. It is free for you. It helps out the channel immensely, and I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. And if you want to check out my rating of every single team in this game, from best to worst, make sure you check out the video I did yesterday. Thanks for watching, guys. Are you ready for the Hulk fist bump, Purple?
Oh, I'm always ready, brother. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin, prplestiky, out. Have a great rest of your day.